This video is focusing on geometric series. So we've got some terminology to cover. So a geometric series is a series of the terms forming a geometric sequence, which we covered previously. So the sum of a geometric series with n terms is given by two formula. The first one we have if r is greater than 1, and the second if we have r less than 1 or a fraction. So let's do some questions. Find the sum of 10 terms of each geometric series. So here we have a geometric series, and we're going to first write down the formula. Now we're going to write down the information we're given. As always, A is your starting term, in our case 3. We know R is going to be 15 divided by 3, so 5. And now we can, for our n, is 10, because we're trying to find the 10th term, the series, the sum of 10 terms. So let's substitute these in. And this comes out as 732.4218. Alright, so 7,324,218. Because remember, we're adding all the terms up, so it can get quite a big number. So here we have find the sum of 8 terms of each series. So let's write down what we know. Alright, because r is bigger than 1, we know which formula we're going to use. And then we can just substitute in our values and then use a calculator to find our answer. So 26,240. So here we need to evaluate. So evaluating this term in this question means we need to find our series. We need to find the sum of all these. To start with though, we need to find how many terms there are. They didn't tell us how many terms. So we're going to write down what information we do know. So we know that A is 18, and we know R is going to be 0.5. Okay, we also know that sum Tn, whatever it is, whatever this n value is 9 over 64. Okay, so we know that. So we can use our sequence formula now to find what our n value is. And if you don't remember what that is, that's it there. So now let's substitute our values in. And we can start solving this, rearranging it. Like that, and then remember we're going to use our log rules. So log 1 over 128. And because the n minus 1 is a power, that can come out the front. And then we can divide. So we end up with n minus 1. We don't need the bracket, so n minus 1 plus 1 and that gives us n equals 8. Now that we know what n is, we can use our formula. Now we're using this formula rather than the other one because our R value is less than 1. So remember that when it's less than 1, it's this formula that we're using. I can substitute in our values now. And we get an answer of 35 and 55 over 64. Alright, so again there was a lot in that one. Just remember, find your n value first, then find your sum. So here we have another question. Find the sum of 25 terms of a series 1 plus 1.212, so forth, correct to 2 decimal places. We're going to start like we always do, writing down what we know. We know our first term, our first term is 1. We know R is going to be 1.12 divided by 1, which is 1.12, which makes sense. And we know n is 25. So remember to write down your formula. Because R is greater than 1, we will use this one. And we have an answer of 133.33. Alright, quick recap. Remember, the sum of a geometric series with m terms is given by the below formula. There are times with the questions that you might have to find the n value, and it is appropriate to do that first and then use one of these two formulas. Remember, the top formula there is used for numbers where your common ratio is greater than 1, and the bottom formula is used when your common ratio is less than 1.